Latest information shows that this next weather pattern will come upon us pretty quickly, everybody. Bringing a lot of heat, but a lot of heat in the season. It's going to be a very muggy summer we're about to go into again. So please make sure you're aware of this. Now, we still have the flooding. We still have the moderate for today and a slight risk for tomorrow. And we have severe weather that's coming through also. Is going to bring chances for severe storms, tornadoes, and damaging winds. This is still 4 and 5 days away on that. But Bertha has strengthened up just a little bit with the impacts, not showing a big upgrade on anything, nothing showing a hurricane. I will show you, but it did upgrade just a little bit. Now you have maximum sustained winds of 46 miles per hour expected as it goes towards landfall into Texas. You do have the tropical storm watch still out across Louisiana, all the way past Lake Jackson, all the way past Galveston into Texas. Now, right now, it is moving very quickly. It is moving west at 14 miles per hour, so it is booking so fast. It will not have enough time to get another surface low down here towards the southern convection, this mid-level flow right here, and create something new later on. Now, this is still coming towards the west. It's still going to bring heavy rainfall around Corpus Christi and southern Texas, but it's going to bring some winds with it as well. Now, as it goes inland, it's still predicted to be right at tropical depression strength, around 35 miles per hour sustained winds, 46 miles per hour wind gusts. So it is still coming your way. It is going to be on a weakening trend. It did hold on to its strength a little bit better overnight, but not much. Now, as of making this video this morning, showing that the center did redo itself over the southern coast of Louisiana, and there is a lot of convection still towards the southern and southwest quadrant, showing that it's going to be elongated and it's going to be hard for that to do anything and run out of time still. Now, an update on the impacts. We still have the storm surge from 1 to 3 feet. Rainfall is still to come, still showing 2 to 4 inches in that dark green from Corpus Christi and southwestward. We also see that the 1 to 2 inches has gone a little bit further up the coast. Still, this is going to bring a nice breeze and you're going to enjoy the cool down you're going to get from the storm system. Now, the latest updates with the hurricane models shows that it still could re-intensify towards a hurricane, even when you go by analysis A and analysis B. And remember, analysis B was the intensity model. Still showing that. Now, that was the earlier run. Now, when you take a look at the HMON model, remember, you need this for a second opinion, that it really lost it and it's not really showing this getting all together like it's being forecasted now. Matter of fact, if you look at the updates, you look at hurricane analysis A, it's still trying to show a strengthening to this. But remember, hurricane analysis A is best for track and the storm structure, not for intensity. Intensity would be on B. And the update on B confirms what National Hurricane Center is saying, that this is going to weaken down as it goes inland. But still showing it might try right at the last moment, right before landfall, to re-intensify a little bit more. So if your winds expected are somewhere around 40 to 45 miles per hour sustained winds, that could go up maybe from 45 to 50, but then go right back towards a weakening stage. That would be the best Bertha can do as a last shot, a last chance. In fact, when you look at the latest vorticity, you can see right here with the Euro that it tries to get itself together again right before landfall, but it runs out of time. It's moving so fast, it would not have a chance. But you can see it here the best on your precipitable water, so it tries to get itself back together right before landfall, runs out of time. So the winds might come up just a little bit, but not much. And you see that frontal boundary still bringing all that rainfall all day for today, for tomorrow, and Saturday is still going to lower over towards Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Showing additional rainfall rates for today would be somewhere around 1 inches in that yellow and 2 inches into that red. Plus, for the southeast, going towards the Carolinas all the way towards Sunday morning, bringing that 1 and 2 incher, but it's still heavy over here from South Carolina going towards the coast of North Carolina, where it jumps dramatically from 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, maybe even going towards 6 or 7 right along that coast. So for today, you do have the flash flooding, you have the marginal, and you have the slight risk over here for Colorado into Kansas. You have the marginal over here for southern Texas, but over here for the south and the southeast, this is where your flooding threat still grows all through today. All the way from Raleigh and eastward is where your moderate section is. So be aware of the flooding for today. This will be there for tomorrow. It's still bringing that slight risk. You do have a marginal going all the way from the Four Corners, all the way towards Missouri, where it goes back up towards a slight risk, eastern Kansas. But it still goes across the south and the southeast for tomorrow as well. And Saturday is going to pivot right towards the Carolinas. So be aware of the flooding. Now for today, we have a few areas where you can see severe weather. It's not going to be for tornadoes. This is going to be for winds. So here's your cities and states at risk for winds for today. But tomorrow, this is where it's going to grow. You still have the wind threat, especially over here towards the Carolinas, but towards the north, towards the Dakotas and Minnesota, this is where it's going to grow with your stronger winds. So here's your cities and states at risk for your wind threat for tomorrow. For Friday. This is also where you could see a tornado from North Dakota going through Minnesota. So here's your cities and states at risk for a tornado threat for tomorrow. Now showing as we go through this evening around lunchtime and beyond, this is where the thunderstorm starts making its way towards the northern part of Texas, but also towards the southern part where that convection bursts were all night long. That's where you might get a chance for a quick spin up as you go through the early afternoon, so be aware as that comes on shore. As far as landfall, it's going to be hard to know where landfall is because it's going to move erratically. It could be a little bit further north or a little bit further south. Either way, the winds are going to be the same. You can also see the storms that's training today for North Carolina. Also, some storms that's coming through over here from Washington going towards Oregon and Idaho, and was moving from Colorado going into Kansas. You also get some for western Nebraska, maybe a little bit of western South Dakota, and that will stay training all the way through North Carolina through tomorrow morning. And for tomorrow, that's going to go a little bit more southern with the storms. But this is where those other storms from the north come in, and this is where you have a chance for a tornado for tomorrow as you get in this line of storms coming through for North Dakota, coming through from Minnesota as you go through from 4 o'clock all the way towards 8 o'clock, maybe even 9 o'clock, bringing damage and winds with it as well. But watching that we have some loose cells coming through, so be aware of your tornado threat for tomorrow. Showing there's a few cells that we could see some strong winds. Over here for Wyoming and Montana for the cells coming around. That's showing chances for 50, 60, maybe even an elevated chance for 70 right there. Also for North Dakota going through northern Minnesota. You have 40 in the green, you have 50 in the orange, 60 in the red, and 70 in the brown. So those storms right there could be a heightened risk for your winds. Showing it could be ramped up to significant severe for tomorrow. And you can see as we go through that weather pattern change from Sunday into Monday, now we have chances for those ridge riders. So it's 15% risk for severe weather for Sunday. So far, here's your cities and states at risk. This will grow. Also for Monday as it goes across Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. Here's your cities and states at risk for severe weather for Monday. And when you look at Colorado State University, you can see right here with National Weather Service for Monday. You can see with Colorado State University showing that could go further towards the east. Also, as you go through for Tuesday, they don't have anything yet, but showing that could continue with a slight risk and a big marginal along the east coast for Tuesday for severe weather. Latest update on the heat with our weather pattern change. You can still see we're going to that negative PNA as we go through from this weekend into next week. Then the heat is still coming right back towards the west coast right afterwards. It'll be more southwesterly. But at the same time, when this heat comes back towards the west coast later into July, into August, this is also bringing another cool front, remember, from the central to the eastern U.S. And still showing my title from yesterday is 100% correct. This is about to surprise everybody, because I don't think anybody's been notified about this heat except, of course, y'all. Now you can see from here as we go all the way towards Saturday, this is where that heat ridge really builds all the way through Sunday, Monday, and it's going to be there for Tuesday as well. This is where we get in a trough of cooler air. This is where we get in a severe weather event that's going to come through. But also you can see right afterwards is going right back towards that west and growing with that heat ridge. So the data is never wrong. Remember, you can always get a shirt down below. And this is going to bring cooler temperatures as well across the east. Maybe a storm system at the end of it is going too far. Now you can see on your heat risk for today that we have the moderate in the orange, we have the major in the red, and we do have a few places with the extreme, the purple, which means you don't have a lot of overnight relief. This is going to grow. So as we go through for tomorrow, you can see where your major and your extreme is. As you go through for Saturday, it's going to greatly build over here across the north. For Sunday, it's going to go all across from the south towards the north. That has not changed. And from Monday, this is where it's growing with the extreme heat overnight with no relief. And Tuesday, look at this. This is going to get really hot and really sticky really fast. Then Wednesday is going to be there as well. Now remember, we're going to transition again back towards the west right after this. And you can see the updates here. So we have a big area for extreme heat coming from the end of the month all the way towards the beginning of August. But we also have a big area right here for North Dakota and South Dakota that's going to get rapid onset drought risk. A good chance of it. This is where a lot of heat is going to be. Latest information confirms it's still going all the way towards the north, all the way to the beginning of August, all the way towards the 5th of August, and it's going to be below average to average over here across the east. But with the heat indices I'm still showing this is going to grow into this region, everybody, with at least a moderate risk, not just a slight. All right, so here's our new temperature outlook. Overnight, early this morning, here's our temperatures we woke up with. And over here across the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, interior Northeast, you woke up in the 40s, even the 50s. Now for today, it's going to get hot again. This is going to be all week, bringing the 90s towards the west, even the 115 degrees plus towards the southwest, and the 90s towards the north with over 100 degrees for the south and the 90s for the southeast. Now with our heat index value, this is where you're going to feel a lot hotter than your actual temperatures. So please be aware of being outside in this heat. For tonight, early in the morning, it's going to bring those 50s right back down again across the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, going into Kentucky now, some of Tennessee, all the way towards the northeast. But the heat coming right back again for tomorrow, bringing those 90s across the south. But look at this, bringing those hundreds all the way towards the north and the west, and still over 115 degrees over here across the southwest. Now the heat index value for tomorrow still going to be muggy across the south, so please be aware. In the southeast, it's going to be really sticky and muggy for the next few days. Now Saturday, this is where we're going on a transition. You still have the cold front coming through for the Great Lakes out through the northeast. It's a little bit warmer than it has been for today and tomorrow, but you can see with the heat now is going all the way towards the north with the 100 and 105 degrees plus, and you still 117 towards 120 for the southwest. And with our heat index value, this is where it really gets sticky still, all the way from Saturday towards Tuesday. You can also see this with GFS to compare, trying to get a trend, and you see the strong temperatures is bringing with it, everybody. As you go through for Sunday, very hot temperatures. Again, remember, all this is taken in the shade with the heat index value as well, just soaring all the way into Canada. Talking about 115 degrees feels like temperatures. Please be aware of this. Comparing this to GFS, showing it even stronger, everybody. As you go through for Monday, the temperatures, all this heat coming through, the heat index value is expanding even bigger now. Comparing this to GFS, almost the same right there. Both of them showing very extreme temperatures are coming. And the last shot I got for you, the latest update for Tuesday. These are your temperatures coming through, and your heat indices are very powerful still, over 110 in multiple states. This is a Euro. This is a GFS. GFS takes it further across the southeast rather than going across Ohio Valley or the Great Lakes. So we're already going too far. We're going to stop right there. I will keep you updated. And that is your latest weather forecast, everybody. So thank you for your time. Hope you have a very blessed day today. If this changes at all for today for Bertha, I will see you for another update this afternoon. But I think it'll be okay. I think everything's trending right now. Might see a little uptick in the winds as it goes further towards the coast, maybe right before landfall, but nothing super extreme where it's going to make that much bigger of a difference. Once again, if anything does change dramatically, you will see me again. If you don't, nothing has changed. And remember, everybody, always be there for others, always help others. Before I go, a quick word from our Father, 1 Corinthians 15:58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for your help this week, helping me alert other people. Hope you have a very blessed day today. And remember, above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope He keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody.